FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz, and we've got Mike Gazzola with us. Mike, you just got back from China, and well, the pictures of Trump, are they on every street corner and every office you go to?
Not quite, but believe it or not, they're huge Trump supporters in China. You know, they love Trump's whole demeanor, and I can't say if they're right or wrong, but what I can say is they're looking forward to increase business with us, and they're looking forward to supporting U.S. clients, which I'm a U.S. client as well. But what's so amazing is that this is our 5th trip to China that we've actually brought students and watch them grow and succeed. And it's so exciting to see the students actually connect directly with the manufacturers, getting the pricing, finding the right products, sourcing those products. That's what we do in China. And this last trip, it was definitely the most fun for me, only because I learned more. So after 5 trips, I would never say I've mastered anything, but I've kind of got my groove with the whole China-US process of sourcing products and making money on Amazon.
And it seems like the market that you go to there is getting bigger and bigger. When I was there, I didn't think they had any room to stick another stall in there. And yet they're up like 10% more stalls in the place.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, like where we go. So just to kind of paint you guys a picture, where we go in China is an actual manufacturing city. And in this one, like to us, we'd call it a market or a mall, but well, you got to understand it's like 6 kilometers long, which what is that in miles? Like 3.6 miles?
Yeah, it's about that 0.6 miles per kilometer. Yep. So 3.6 miles long, which is pretty big.
Yeah, it's bigger than any, say, indoor space I've ever seen. It would be like, gosh, I don't know, like 40 Staples Centers. Like, it's just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But what's so cool is there's 1.7 million products in one area. So it's so cool. You have all these manufacturers, you have trading companies, you have everyone in one location. So if you don't even know what product you want to source, all you have to do is go through step 1 of the training, which is 3 questions. Does it already sell well? Can I compete? And are the margins there? Now, remember, there's 1.7 million products in one location, and there's like 55,000 manufacturers, trading companies, all in one location. So when people say I have no idea what I want to sell, it's like, hey, well, you know, use the tools that I teach you to find out what sells well, knowing that you can compete based on the simple criteria. It's all in the first video you guys get. And are the margins there? Meaning, can I make money? And what's so fun about this process is literally out of the 1.7 million products, you might be able to make 1 million products work, right? But we're not in this game to figure out how to make products work. We want the standalone absolute winners, the ones that are literally right there in your face, that meet all the criteria. And that's how we have students that are doing 25, 30, 35,000 a month in sales, because they're just literally using this formula. So if you think, I don't know what I want to sell, I don't know how I'm going to source it, you don't need to come to China. It's just kind of like coming to China brings you right to the horse's mouth. So if you're thinking, I want to start this business, it's like if I want to, you know, the McGregor Mayweather fight's coming up, I'm going to go to Vegas to be there in the action, right? So I could walk to Vegas. Might take me 3 or 4 days. I could ride my bike maybe in, I don't know, 2 days. Or I could drive there. Might take me 3.5 hours. or I could fly there in 45 minutes, right? So it's like, you could take in this information at whatever rate you're comfortable with. But the bottom line is, coming to China is unlike anything else. And I just got back, so there's not another trip till I already have all the rooms booked, the conference room booked, all the translators. I have everything set, and the training's going to start October 9th. So that's going to be our 6th trip. And every single trip, I'm just blown away being able to meet you guys, work hands-on with you guys, and kind of just show you the massive success that we've had just implementing a simple process. But to me, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else but in China with my group of students. And it's never more than 25. So it's always 25 maximum every single time. And we've hit exactly 25 these last few trips. And that gives my partner Matt time to be able to communicate, see what your goals are, kind of guide you in the right direction of products that make sense. And vetting products that's my favorite part of this entire business, because once you find the product, the rest is just a process. But finding the right product is not about what your passion is. It's about finding the right products that make money. Does that make sense?
Of course. Absolutely. And I was going to ask you about products. Every time you go there, the time I went, it's like, forget it. You go into sensory overload. But did you see any products there that you said, wow, this is going to be it? This is the one. This one's got huge potential. Did you see anything like that?
I did, and I didn't just see one or two. I saw about 60 of them, and that's what I love, right? So and I believe it was on the trip you were there last October.
Right, yeah, October.
And, it was like when fidget spinners were brand new to the U.S. And, I own a bunch of fidget spinners, and of course you could 4 or 5 times your money, but, that market's dead. Yeah. I mean, dead in a sense that you're not going to 20 times your money like you did back in October. Doesn't mean you're going to lose money. There's nothing wrong with fidget spinners. In fact, I just replaced an order for another batch of fidget spinners while I was in China, only because even to me, like based on the multi products that I already have, to me, tripling or quadrupling my money is still a good deal. Now, it might not be the right product for you for a first product, but for a 30th, 40th product, why not add something like that in? But there was so many super cool products. And, I'm only reluctant to share one that is so amazing. It has to do with, so it's an ungated category, and you could classify it as apparel, but basically it's super hot right now with, that's why I'm reluctant to share it, because it's kind of like a product that boosts up your breast if you're a woman, right? But it's and I don't really, I don't do sex toys and all that stuff. Like, I'm so far away from that, because I want products that, I can explain to my son who's 9 years old now and my daughter who's 7, and show them what daddy's doing when he goes to China, what he's importing, all the people I've helped. I love showing my son and my daughter our private Facebook group, because it's like, hey, you remember this person said they were going to do this product. Look at their results now. And because my goal is to inspire my kids to realize that life is not just about working a 9 to 5. It's about carving your own path. Now, they go to private schools. I pay a lot of tuition, and I hope they're not listening right now, but do I actually believe in what they're teaching? I mean, somewhat.
Probably. Well, other than the reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
The indoctrination
my son's entering
stuff.
4th grade.
Yeah.
He can read. He can multiply. He could divide. He can add. He could subtract. He could read any book you put in front of him. I don't really know what traditional education is going to give my son. Now, I would never tell him that, because, his job primarily is to do well in school. Now, if he wants to be a doctor or a veterinarian, or he wants to be a specialized field, then he has to go through those steps, right? But he's kind of cut from the same cloth as me, meaning that he's all about, and I love the questions he asks. And it's the same questions people in the inner circle ask. It's like, okay, what kind of revenues? He's like, he wants to know. When I tell him, hey, this product sells for $26, his first question is, well, what do you pay for it? And how long does it take to ship to the US?
Oh, that's funny.
Are you private labeling? Like, he already has it down and he's 9, right? So I don't want to oversimplify it saying anyone could do it, but my son has been with me through the entire process. And I love taking him into the private Facebook group, which you're a part of, and just showing him these hundreds of people that are just crushing it, making, insane figures, better than I expected, better than they expected, but just implementing the exact same process that I do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that's so funny that you say that. Next thing you know, he's going to be taking the Tesla and putting it into auto drive, and he'll come drive to the office to see you.
Yeah, well, yeah. Every day he says, "Mike, can I come to the office?" And I'll say, "Well, I got a few interviews, and it's not going to be fun for you." He says, "Well, I'll be quiet. I just want to sit there in the corner, and I just want to see." So I bring him to my office now and then just to observe. It's not about entertaining him, because luckily he has that fire inside of him that he wants to know how this global economy works. And for me, breaking it down step by step, I love seeing the fire in his eyes, like, oh my God, I want to do that. And watching other students and saying, okay, well, they did this for 20 years. They made this income. Now, look, they started doing something for themselves, and they're doubling, tripling the income they make from their job. Like, that makes me feel good. And it inspires my son to know that, once he gets out of high school, and he's going to go to college. Now, that's a whole nother subject, but I'm going to drop the $300,000-400,000 for him to go to college, get the degree. I never did that. And I only wish I did, because I was somewhat short-sighted. When I was 19, 20, I started making more than a lot of college grads, humbly. But that made me kind of lose the drive to finish and get a traditional degree, right? So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, and I want my kids to get a traditional degree. Then decide if they want to go into this kind of business, right? But at least they have all the tools they need in life and all the advantages in life, because unfortunately, the people with the degrees typically don't earn a lot of money. It's the Mark Zuckerbergs and the Bill Gates, the guys that, take it on themselves to carve their own path in life. And if I've just helped 100 people do that, I feel good. And I know that what I'm doing is actually helping people.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you look, so many of you out there are just unhappy with your jobs, your careers. You're there because the job market stinks and it's too hard to find another job. You might be like me, where you're getting to an age where nobody wants to hire you. I got a friend who, Mike, he's literally eking by on Social Security. He's 65, and he retired, moved to Florida 4 years ago, right around the same time I did, a little later. And he's tried to get jobs, he's trying to put together deals, and nothing seems to happen for him. And he's a bright guy. And if he would get into this and give it a shot, he would definitely brighten his future. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, and that's why a lot of what it takes to be successful is being open-minded and realizing you don't know everything. I don't. I absolutely don't. I'm part of $25,000 masterminds just for the simple purpose of, if I just get 1% added to my knowledge base, then it was worth me spending the time to fly there, sit in a room for 3 days with other 7-figure entrepreneurs that are crushing it in different ways. If I get one takeaway and that adds to my business, which helps me help more people, then it's worth it to me. So I'm never done learning. Even though I have this Amazon thing pretty dialed in, and the results of my students are pretty amazing, and I'm pretty proud of that, only because now there's over 700 people in the group.
Wow.
And that's our inner circle. That's the people that, we can lean on for support. Those are the people that are open-minded, teachable, coachable, but also, all the people from a year ago, their results that they've now achieved a year later inspire the people that are just starting the inner circle. And that's why at all times I only train 100 people. That's it. It's always 100 people because I can support them. We can go, they have my, there's an app where they could actually reach me on the cell phone, where it's a voice message or it's a text or it's a picture or a video. But I like to be able to support the inner circle. And those are the people that literally blow me away every day when they send me videos saying, Mike, I started here. This is where I'm at. So every day I start my day watching the videos of my students and I get pumped up, and it inspires me to help even more people. So me and my partner, Matt, we, the people that we've helped make money on Amazon, we don't take credit for that, but it makes us feel good that maybe we facilitated that happening in some small way.
And that's really what it's about. And it's often said that unless you can teach somebody something, you don't really know it that well yourself. So by the act of teaching, actually you're teaching the person who is listening to you, who you're engaged with, but you're also teaching yourself. That's really what you get from it.
Yeah, and that's right, because no matter how well I do personally, right? To me, it's the people that I impact. And some of you might think that sounds hokey, this and that, but trust me, if you already knew that you could generate income and that your income was pretty much, there's no guarantees in life, but as guaranteed as it could be, the only thing left to do is pass it forward. So I really do get excited that, and people say, well, why would you teach people this? It's like, well, because it's fun for me. Yeah. And I want to do what I love. I mean, making money is one thing, but when you could see people start from square one, and even if you were just a small part, because they had the drive, they had the ambition to learn, but if I give them the tools and I show them what I did and the mistakes I made, I'm not perfect. I've made tons of mistakes. I've done so many things wrong in this e-commerce business, but being able to share those mistakes that I've made, it helps people to not make the same mistakes I made. So it's not just what to do, it's what not to do. Because a lot of people say, well, hey, Mike makes it sound so easy. I'm going to jump right in. And you could do that. I did that. But you got to remember, I've been in the online, internet, e-commerce, building online businesses for 15 years, almost now. It's 14 years and some change. So I've gone through the trial and error. I have the arrows in my back, right? You want to follow the people that already have the arrows in their back, because they've taken the hits, they've fallen down, they've gotten back up, they continue to get arrows in their back. So you don't copy anyone, but you model their success. So you model the people, you follow the success of the people that already have the arrows in their back. That way you can start and alleviate not just the mistakes, but maybe gain some knowledge on how they were successful. And that's why I read books. I read 2-3 books every week. And I'm always inspired, even if I only get one nugget of information from one book, one story, one item that will actually resonate with me, and embed that in my brain that, okay, it's not just what to do in life, it's what not to do. And sometimes that even outweighs the value of what to do, because what to do is a simple process moving forward. What not to do involves different things that you go through the trials and tribulations. And if you haven't done that, you're not qualified to teach anyone to do anything. You can't just regurgitate what you saw on TV or what you read in a book. You have to actually implement what you want to teach other people and share not just your successes, but also your failures.
Hey, absolutely. It's said, I don't remember which success guru said it, but that success is more about what you don't do than what you do. And everybody, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you've been doing, you have negative habits, self-sabotaging things you're not even aware of. And when you read those books and you really concentrate on what works and on improving yourself, all of a sudden, you get these aha moments where it's like, oh, that's that's why that didn't work this time. I was too full of myself, or this time it was, I just got too enthusiastic and I didn't really watch the details. There's a lot of things. It's infinite. Everybody has their own bad, negative, self-sabotaging habits. How well you can harness them is going to a large degree, determine how successful in life you'll be.
Yeah, because there's always people that are going to tell you it can't be done. That's just a simple fact of life. I mean, my own family, they said, what? I mean, that's dumb. I mean, the money's already been made. Like, how are you going to carve your own path? And it's like, hey, well, those are your self-doubts that are implanted in your head. And if you only got out of your own way, you might be successful. And some people have been beaten down. They've failed many times, but in life, it's not about your failures. It's not about what you did wrong, because I guarantee you, when you're laying on your deathbed, you don't regret the things that you did in life. You regret the things you didn't do.
Absolutely.
And you might be thinking like, yeah, I mean, and some people are right now. They're saying, hey, Mike's full of it. This is all nonsense. That's fine. You're somebody that I could never help. And I'm okay with that, because the over 700 people that I have helped is what keeps me going. So anyone listening right now, they say, oh, that's all BS. That's all nonsense. You're not ready for it yet. You still haven't gotten out of your own way. Maybe a year from now, maybe 2 years from now, once you've gotten out of your own way, maybe once you've realized that, hey, maybe someone can help me based on their successes and their failures. Maybe they could help me. But if you're thinking right now that this is all, you should just tune out. You should never listen to me again until you're ready, and until you're ready to accept the fact that I am here to help people. And there are people that have had massive success based on only following the process. But coming to China is not a necessity. Coming to China is for the people that are ready, they're hungry, they want to go right to the horse's mouth. Now, I also teach you how to do it all remotely. That's fine. It just takes more time. It takes a little more studying, and you're not with me live. What I love more than anything is actually being face to face with you, being in China with you. But to some people, traveling to China is just not possible right now. Maybe 6 months from now it is. Maybe a year from now it is. Maybe 2 years from now it is. But if you want to start learning the process and start acclimating yourself, getting your mind in the right place to realize that there is someone that is willing to help you. And that's not just me, but my partner, Matt. We actually do care about our students' success. And we love watching them go from zero. And I don't care if your goal is just an extra $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month might seem out of the question right now. So focus on what is feasible to you. And then once you're fired up, times that by 10, right? Like once you've gotten out of your own way, say your goal was $1,000 a month. You know what? If your goal is only $1,000 a month, you'll hit your goal, but you might have done a disservice to yourself, because whether you think you can't do it or you think you can do it, you're right either way. If you think you can't do it, you're right, because you'll never get out of your own way. If you think you can do it, you're right also. But where are you at right now? Because either way, you're right. If you think you can do it, you're right. If you think you can do it, you're also right.
That's the truth. Unfortunately, what I've learned is most people think they can't do it and they don't even bother trying. And that's the biggest crime, is lost potential. So if you think it might be for you, you can learn everything you need online for free. Just go over to amazonsecrets.net and watch the videos, listen to the podcast, and it'll all be there for you. And if you want to speed up your progress, if you want to turbocharge your success, there's options available there to do that. But the basic site is free and really easy. You don't have to give credit card info, nothing. Just put in your email address and everything else will be explained to you. And I guess that's it for now, Mike. I can't wait to go to China again in October. Definitely reserve a place for me, because I am going to be there.
I already have. So that'll be 1 year from you, from the time you were there last time. And your success is astounding. But that's for another show. And I'm so excited to be here with you, Carrie. And we'll talk soon.
All right.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.